கலைஞன் படத்துலேருந்து உள்ள பாடணும். இந்த கொஷின் வாங்க, ஸ்டேஜ் வாங்க, உங்கள் பேர் சொல்லிக்கோங்க.
My name is Karthik. First of all, I want to thank Lotus Temple. ஏன்னா ஃபேஸ்புக்கில் வந்து சும்மா ஒரு ஆட் வந்தது, அதை பார்த்து என் ஃபேமிலி, என்னோட மாமனார் மாமியார் ஒய்ஃபு குழந்தைங்க எல்லாரையும் கூப்பிட்டுட்டேன். ஸோ ஐ really want to thank Lotus Temple. அந்த ஆடில் வந்து ஏதோ டாக்டர் சாருலதா மணி கர்நாடிக்கெலாம் போட்டுருக்கு, ஃபிலிம் சாங் போட்டுருக்கு. ஓகே பெருமாளை பார்க்க போகிறோம், அப்படியே நல்லா இருந்ததுன்னா உட்காரலாம், இல்லைன்னா அப்படியே கிளம்பி போயிடலாம் அப்படின்னு. நான் அவள் வந்து உங்களுக்கு பலகாரம்லாம் இங்கே வாங்கி கொடுக்குற கேபிட்டலில் இருக்குது அப்படின்னு கேட்டு தான் கூப்பிட்டு வந்தேன். ஸோ குட் நியூஸ் இஸ் அவள் எழுந்து பலகாரம் சாப்பிட வரமாட்டேன்னு சொல்லிட்டான். அந்த அளவுக்கு ப்ரோக்ராம் நல்லா இருக்கு. ஸோ ஐ ரியலி வாண்ட் டு அப்ரிஷியேட் யூ கமிங் ஆல் த வே ஃப்ரம் ஆஸ்திரேலியா. இந்த நான் வந்து சிந்து பேரில் வேறு சுஹாசினி மாதிரி, எனக்கு கர்நாடிக் மியூசிக் அவ்வளோவா தெரியாது, ஏதோ கேட்டு பாடுவேன் பஜன்ஸ்லாம். ஐ எம் அ ஹியூஜ் A.R. Rahman fan and the keyboard player is also very amazing here. So of course all the artists, the question that I have is, A.R. Rahman பார்த்தேன்னாக்கா எப்படி இந்த பாட்டு நீங்கள் இந்த மாதிரி போட்டிங்க, இந்த பாட்டு நான் ரிப்பீட்டடாக கேட்பேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு 2-3 பாட்டு இருக்குது எனக்கு மைண்டில். லைக் உதயா உதயா உளறுகிறேன், உயிரால் உனையே எழுதுகிறேன் காதல், அந்த பாட்டு. அப்புறம் முன்பே வா என் அன்பே வா, அந்த பாட்டு. அப்புறம் என் காதலே என் காதலே என்ன செய்ய போகிறாய், இந்த மாதிரி எனக்கு மனசில் ஒரு 3 பாட்டு வருது. இந்த பாட்டோட பேக்ரவுண்டில் சொன்னால் யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். இல்லை நீங்கள் A.R. Rahman பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா, இல்லை A.R. Rahman பார்த்தேன்னாக்கா எப்படி சார் கர்நாடிக் பேக்ரவுண்டை வந்து இப்படி ஃபிலிம்ஸ் ஆக கொண்டு வந்தீங்கன்ட்டு ஏதாவது 1-2 பாட்டு கேட்கணும்னு தோணிச்சுனாக்கா அதை பற்றி இஃப் யூ ஷேர் ஐ வுட் ரியலி அப்ரிஷியேட் இட்.
Thank you so much.
My interaction with A.R. Rahman was really funny. One day he sent me an email saying, Charu, I just want to talk to you. So he called and said, he asked me, எப்படி அந்த ராகலாம் இப்படி பண்ணுற நீ அப்படி. So A.R. Rahman is hooked to ISAI Payanam, and he said, you should do more of it, man. What are you doing there? Perform more and all that. So we talk a lot and going to be collaborating soon because of COVID and things like that. And I'm located in an island country, so ஆஸ்திரேலியாவே ஐலண்ட், அது கீழே இருக்கிற ஐலண்ட் டாஸ்மேனியா. But with AR, the thing is, he works with some of the best artists. So the classicism that comes is also through the singers. So Udaya, the Charu Kesi that you hear in it is like Satyananji's, magic there. Udaya, Udaya, உளறுகிறேன், உயிரால் உனையே எழுதுகிறேன் காதல், தீண்டவே கடலாகும் தீர்ந்ததே உன்னாலே தன்னாலே. AR is someone who can just take us to different realms because all he needs is an in and he thinks a lot. So ஒரு half an hour conversationல எல்லாத்தையும் கொண்டு வந்துருவார். அதுதான் AR. அவரோட that's how he operates. I've seen a lot of AR's work in progress. We sang together in one of the for the Independence Day. He had some. So my sister is also a playback singer, Sri Madhumita and Soli. She sung for Slumdog Millionaire with AR. So she's one of she received the Grammy certificate recently. So my sister lives in Melbourne. So Madhu and I, we've spent a lot of time in Panchatan in Kodambakam. So it's really great memories. Thank you for bringing that.
Shri.
Thank you, Charu ma'am. Wonderful concert. எனக்கு கானமூர்த்தே பாடு அது பாட்டாக கேட்கணும், ப்ளஸ் அதோட ஃபிலிம் சாங்ஸ் ஏதாவது இருக்கா அந்த ராகத்தில்?
இந்த விவாதி ராகத்தில், அதாவது விவாதி ராகத்தில் ஃபிலிம் சாங் போடுறது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். அது இருக்கா இல்லையாங்கிறது the truthful answer is I don't know because I haven't looked for it. G sharp போடுறேன். God Shri Krishna Venu chord adukku sette agadu vivadiki Venu Ganamurte Shri Krishna Venu Ganalola Tribhuvana Pala Payi Ganamurte Shri Krishna Venu Ganalola Tribhuvana Pala Payi Ganamurte
Next question. The 22 ஸ்ருதின்னு சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா, 22 ஸ்ருதிஸ், அதோடைய அந்த கான்செப்ட் என்ன?
ஸோ ஒரு ஆக்டேவில் வந்து சப்தஸ்வரங்கள் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லுவா. அது 12 ஸ்தானங்கள் இருக்கு. அந்த ஸ்தானங்களுக்கு நடுவில் நம்ம கமக்கம் பாடும்போது பல I tend to liken it to when a cut diamond is placed in the sun, avlo kadir veech irukum. And the kadir veechgal dhaan microtones. Those sort of, it's a constellation of microtones. It's called the 22 shruti. So each one of those things is a shruti. Adhaan. So 22 microtones அப்படிங்கிறது across the octave. There are so many ways in which the gamaka, the play of gamakas happens, which is why a lot of students who have trained from the western the musical background, when they come to Carnatic music, they feel a greater sense of freedom, because they're able to explore more sounds, more intervals, more regions between intervals. That is 22 shrutis.
Wow. I'm trying to translate it for a layman. Right? So that means you see the keyboard, right? So from the C, you play, you have 12 notes. What Charu says is, in between these two keys, there is a sound, there's a microtone. So these are all these all add up to the 22. So these. Thank you, Charu. And so, brikas and gamagams and prayogams, so in a ragam, like, and then what do we call Abaswaram then? If we have Prayogam. So,
Apaswaram happens when someone has a bad vocal day. It can happen to anybody. So, there needs to be no stigma around it. First of all, let me tell you. So, Suswaram to stay within the raga, to stay within the bounds of the raga. And Prayoga is a signature phrases of the raga. So, for instance, when I'm singing Kapi, I would, Gamani Pagari Sari Nisa. Avladhan paadum. Then Kapi is established. So there's a Prayoga. You asked about Gamakas. There are many kinds of Gamakas. The important ones are Kampita, Jaru and Brigha. Any sort of oscillation. So for instance, Sahana. Nizari Re Re Gamapa Magamari. Those are Kampita varieties. Within Kampita, you've got many varieties. And there are treatises that talk about it. Dashavida Gamakas irukku, 15 vidam irukku. Some of them are called Vali, and so what the theory says is, in Carnatic music, a group of swaras can together form a phrase which is called a Gamaka. So Gamaka means Gamanam means movement, is the literal meaning of Gamaka. So movement between notes is the sense that the Gamaka gives. And Brigha is something that is tied to the throat. So so when I did Hamsa Nadam in Padumbodhu, I did a lot of Brigha. When you break it down and slow it down, that's what it is. But when I sing it, so those are brigas, they're very fast. And brigas shariram apdima, not every voice lends itself to briga. So for those it lends itself to, yes, it's an advantage. For those it does not, there are other Gamaka varieties to explore. But one briga shariram that the whole of Carnatic music field adores is G.N. Balasubramaniam. Nobody sang briga like G.N.B. And in the film side, Yeshudas has sung some of the most amazing brigas. For example, Pramadavanam Vendum Raguragam Sudi Pramadavanam. Yeshudas, Panisagama Gazani, Panisagama Gazani. Pramadavanam Vendum Raguragam Sudi. All full. And the pattern, when you hear it, in Natai, you will find brigas.
wow. Sure. So what I learned from Charu is, from a Carnatic musician perspective, the jazz is full of abaswaras. Next person, please.
No, jazz, when it's modal and tonal. Look, in Western music, the key signature keeps changing in jazz. So, avada portha varaikum ava correct ah vasikira. Ava adla velila porana karanathoda pova varuva. Namma avaloda payanikka vendiyadha. Adu vera isai payanam.
Hello, my name is Vijay Sarathi. I have a relatively simple question. If you simplify music as just organized sound, why is that human beings are so mesmerized for a sustained period of time? As this gentleman's family, people who didn't know, you are not preconditioned even to this, but people are, hypnotized, mesmerized. Is there any reasoning for this. There could be evolutionary reason and so on. But the very simple question is, it is just organized sound. And Abaswaram, I don't know how I can say whether it is designed. Now, I know you were kidding. Because this is the closest to where, where you can improvise and all that, like Carnatic music. So my basic question is that why human beings are completely out. I mean, people say plants also, if they can listen to music and then they grow and all that. There are some publications and all. But
light-heartedly, I would say, music யாரு பாடுறாங்கிறது முக்கியம். எப்படி பாடுறாங்கிறது முக்கியம், என்ன பாடுறாங்கிறது முக்கியம். Okay, that is a light-hearted answer. But a deeper researcher answer, because I research in arts and health, music, health and well-being is my sphere of research, academic work. The music operates on the brain on a very biological level. It changes the biology of the brain. Clearly. Stroke rehabilitation, music is used. It's used for memory recall in people with dementia. It's used to soothe agitation. We have peer-reviewed studies with evidence-based that clearly points to these things. In my work, I have used lullabies for perinatal mental health and well-being. Even we have worked with people with postpartum depression symptoms. First of all, music reduces anxiety because it gives immersion. It gives distraction. These are certain important things in psychology that then allow the brain to take rest. So we need to occupy it with something. So I would say people sitting here is, they are engaged, they are interactive as well, which is why I have designed, I won't say I've, it's not some huge thing, like I haven't designed sugar in America that's addictive, but ISAI Payanam has been designed with a very psychological aspect in mind, in the sense that we need to keep people engaged and interactive in a way that hooks them on to what is going on. So engagement, immersion, sustained period of that sort of, those factors cumulatively give that effect, bring about that effect.
So it's already baked in the response to why you are.
So socio-evolutionary theory of music irukku. Yes, socio-evolutionary theory of music. If you want to read the paper, is by Tar. I remember the last name. 2014. You can go and have a look at that paper. It talks about the socio-evolutionary way in which music is embedded in the way in which people have developed. But to answer your question in a short way, embedded irukana, it's definitely there, but it also operates on the brain in a certain level, on the body in a certain level. The vagus nerve is stimulated. We know that humming gives rise to the vagus nerve stimulation, which is the rest and restore sort of response in the body. It calms down the amygdala activity, so the fear is reduced. It increases the striatal and prefrontal cortex activities, the happiness increases. It creates endorphins, so pain relief is there. So these are all the biology, and so it's these sort of oxytocin is increased in a social atmosphere. So if we test you all now for oxytocin, it will be rather high. So these are the things. These are all biological effects. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next person, please. Sorry, before you come, there is one, you can stand here, please. There is one announcement. There is plenty of food in the cafeteria. Two things. We said, open your heart and donate. Another one is, please don't allow the food to go wasted, right? So, make sure every one of you, I know we are all stuck on our seats and don't want to miss a minute. I understand. After this is over, please make sure everybody, please go to the cafeteria, grab your food, don't miss it. It's boxed so you can even take it home. We don't want the food to be wasted. Thank you. Okay. Your name?
My name is Priya. Ninga Romana Fadnel. Very educative, very informative. That is what I appreciated today. My question is about a specific topic. It is about absolute pitch, absolute tempo versus relative. I don't know how much information I can gather. Again, I'm speaking on behalf of my daughter. She's doing a PhD in this, in psychology music. And so I was just trying to gather some information as well. She's comparing both Western to Carnatic music currently. So, and her focus is on absolute pitch and absolute tempo. So any information on that would be appreciated.
Smart girl sent her mother for field work. So I would say definitely, so some people have the gift of absolute pitch. It's just அப்படிதான் இருக்கு. And but Carnatic music is always relative pitch because I have kept G sharp. So relative to this, I will sort of tune myself. எல்லாமே interval based. Whereas in Western music, absolute pitch becomes very important because they are in an orchestra and they should be able to sense. By supposing the key signature changes from a C sharp major or a minor to suddenly, as he was saying in jazz, it's moving to an E or something. There are that sense of complete movement. So there's no interval that will help us there. So the brain needs to be attuned to it. It's a sort of, some people say it's a learned skill. Some people say some people just have absolute pitch. But it's a great research topic. But in Carnatic, we've always had relative pitch as our understanding is based on relative pitch, which is why also we are able to sing in any shruti. Anybody is able to sing in any shruti because intervals are what we deal with. We don't deal with absolute notes in that sense.
To add to that, if you want, here is a guinea pig, my son Ashwin. When he was a little boy, he said, "Appa, naai D sharp la kolakidumma." Then he'll blow the
அது
coke
நீங்க
bottle.
பேசும்போது சொல்லுவானாங்கிறது தான் ரொம்ப பயமா இருக்கு.
So அது மாதிரி ஒவ்வொருதும் he says, "Appa, எனக்கு வந்து because of that the pitch it's really stuck in my head. Even a minor change in the tone really bothers me." So now he's saying like, okay, எனக்கு வந்து ஸ்ருதி வேணா இவன் தான் ஸ்ருதி பாக்ஸ். I'll say, okay, எனக்கு ஒரு 2 கட்ட கூட அப்படின்னா he'll say, ரெண்டு கட்ட.
Dear.
I turn this off. I've turned this off.
Okay, so for that, you can, talk to him, your daughter can talk to him maybe. Because he has it from childhood, like we didn't teach or we didn't try to memorize it. He just got it. Okay. It's getting late, so let's have the other 3 people, please come. Your name, sir?
Hi, my name is Ravi. Thanks for the wonderful evening. I have a kind of a weird question. So we are in 2023, still listen to Tyagaraja Swami, Muthu Swami Dikshita, Shama Shastri. Will we continue to do the same in 21-23? Or are there new compositions in the body of music getting added, which we don't know? Like how evolution we can't see, and we'll see something later.
So in Western music, there is a big push in Western classical music for new works. But I feel in Carnatic music, there is still that allegiance to tradition, that it's fine to have allegiance to tradition, but it need not be at the cost of encouraging new artists to create newer works. So I think new artists, particularly female artists or particularly people who are composers, should come forward with their music. And now you've got the social media to share your own work. Please do not hesitate to share your own work and put it out there in the world for other people to see the merit in it. So I would say that a lot of self-agency is now possible, and we need to see it for what it is and shun the fear that people are going to say something, because who is to say anything? When Tyagaraja composed, he was a composer. He did what he wanted to do. He wasn't trying to please anybody, not least the king. The king asked him to come. He didn't even want to please the king. So, yaru? Who is to say? உங்களுக்கு சந்தோஷமா இருந்தா பண்ணுங்க, பாட்டு பண்ணுங்க. Srimati Kalyani Siva, there, she sang her own creation, Bhagyakara, in Amrita Varshini, a beautiful song on Ambal to me the other day. And I was absolutely floored. I said, we have only Sudhamai and Anandamrita Kashini to sing as main pieces in Amrita Varshini. Please, idu kudungo enakku, naan paadren kacheriyle. So, please, we need, so to answer your question, yes, it's needed in Carnatic music, more curation, also conscious curation. In Western music, there are curators who curate the program. So, there'll be a conductor, there'll be an artistic team that then puts together a program note for the evening. So you might have your Mozart or Beethoven, but you might have newer composers. You might even have operas by newer composers. We have indigenous composers who are doing fantastic work in Australia. People of color, people from indigenous backgrounds. Everybody's music deserves to be heard. I mean, if it is good, it will stay. If it is not, it might disappear. But even then, everyone deserves a fair chance.
Thank you, Charu. Yeah, but to add to that, right, when we think of Kadana Kudugalam, I only remember one Kirtana. Same way Nalinaganti, Manavir. So, there are certain compositions, regardless of the language, it will get stuck in our head and we don't want to probably, release it, right? So, but at the same time, I'm also thinking that it would be nice if we start singing kirtanas in everybody's mother tongue. For example, Telugu is not my mother tongue, even though I appreciate all the Tyagaraja Kritis. But Nannu Brova, Manasa, Ninnu Kori, all of these words I don't know the meaning. But I've been singing for maybe 30 years. But yeah, maybe if it is in my mother tongue, it would have been nice. Same way, whoever his mother tongue is, Telugu, probably they would be able to appreciate more of it, because my understanding is like we sing in our mother tongue, we can be more expressive. You can correct me, Charu.
Yes, but then I would say that we all need a challenge. So we all need to use the music as a way to maybe understand other cultures or languages. There's a lot of, when I did my research in 17th century opera, I had to do fieldwork in Italy, so I studied Italian to be able to understand the opera. So I think, I agree, we can have a more Swanubhava when we sing in our mother tongue, but that should not stop anybody from singing anything. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, but what she says is like, I think people who know music are able to learn other languages easily because we are singing in many languages. Please come. Yes, Lalitha.
My name is Kevin. Microtones பத்தி எனக்கு ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்குது. ஸோ அது கர்நாடிக் மியூசிக் பதிலாக வேறு என்ன மைக்ரோடோன் சிஸ்டம் பற்றி எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க, அதெல்லாம் அதை பற்றி லைக் 13 மாதிரி அது மாதிரிலாம்.
Yes. So, some years ago when I was doing my PhD in the Queensland Conservatorium, there's one researcher who was doing microtones, but just in Western classical. So he was looking at Arnold Schoenberg, he was looking at some of the atonal work, and also recent experimental music in Western classical tradition uses a lot of microtones. In fact, the popular sort of alternate artist, the Swedish artist Young-Lean. Have you heard of Young-Lean? Yes. Young-Lean uses a lot of, some of it is like even Raga Marila, he uses samples in his work, and unakku theriyuma? So so Young-Lean is it's really interesting, So a lot of experimental new age artists in the West are turning to microtones because it gives more freedom.
It's like ஏதாவது like traditional அது மாதிரி like encounter பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா அது மாதிரி?
Traditional as in like
traditional like அந்த African musicல அங்கதான் microtones.
Yes, so yes, I see what you mean. Quarter tones are very common in Persian dastgah, But when you look at Arabic music or you're looking at African music, definitely these microtones are there. So there are several cultures across the world where music is not this square on the page, you know. It's not dots and lines. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Charu. Yeah. Kavin is another very talented young musician in our area. He plays piano, guitar, and he's always with music, so very nice to have him here. Honestly. Yeah. We are going to stop soon because it's getting late. Otherwise, I'm sure nobody's going to get up and leave.
My name is Murali Iyengar. I know music to a certain extent. Your music has been amazing. My favorite ragam is Bhageshri. The concert will not be complete without Bhageshri. And there are a lot of songs, beautiful songs in Tamil, in Raga Bhageshri. Mayakkumalai, Nilave Enidam Nirangade, Kalaye and Vaikil, to name a few. Thank you.
Murali sir, PB Srinivasa sir, ஒரே நிமிஷம். I know, please bear with me. இந்த நிலவே என்னிடம் மட்டும் ஒரு 2 வரி பாடிட்டு கொடுத்துருங்க சார்.
அப்படியே பாடுங்க. நிலவே என்னிடம் நெருங்காதே, நீ நினைக்கும் இடத்தில் நான் இல்லை. மலரே என்னிடம் மயங்காதே, நீ மயங்கும் வகையில் நான் இல்லை. நிலவே என்னிடம் நெருங்காதே, நீ நினைக்கும் இடத்தில் நான் இல்லை. என் கோலத்தில் இனிமேல் மழை வருமோ? ஒரு நாள் மழை வரலாம், என் பாதையில் இனிமேல் சுகம் வருமோ? நிலவே என்னிடம் நெருங்காதே, நீ நினைக்கும் இடத்தில் நான் இல்லை.
Murali sir பாடுறது கேட்டா I always get goosebumps, so I don't want to.
Thank you very much. Just one line of Kalaye and Vaikil. That is one of my all-time favorites.
मेरा कहाँ है मन मेरा देखो, एक ही पल में तेरा हुआ, ना जाने क्या हुआ.
மயக்கும் மாலை பொழுதே நீ போ போ, இனிக்கும் இன்ப இரவே நீ வா வா, என்னலை தீர்க்கவா. மயக்கும் மாலை பொழுதே நீ போ போ, இனிக்கும் இன்ப இரவே நீ வா வா.
Hindi में Talak Mahmood and Jiki, in Tamil A.M. Raja and Jiki, yes.
Kalaye is sung by A.M. Raja and P. Sushila. Just one line of that.
Definite.
கலையே என் வாழ்க்கை திசை மாத்தினால், நீ இல்லையேல் நான் இல்லையேல். கலையே என் வாழ்க்கை திசை மாத்தினால், மாலையிலும் அதிகாலையிலும் மலர் மேலும் சிலை மேனிலும் ஆடிடும் அழகே. ஆடிடும் அழகே, அற்புத உலகே. என் வாழ்க்கையில் திசை மாற்றினார்.
Thank you so much. I know it's getting late, so I wish we could have another 2 more hours. I'm sure we are all going to stay back. But considering that it's getting delayed, Balaji.
Hello ma'am, I'm Balaji Kanan, husband of Sumitra ji. I just have one simple question, one tricky question probably. Any advice for the aspiring musicians or any music lovers here? Because I know Babu, Sumitra, everyone here, so they're all passionate about music. Any advice for any music lovers?
I think hear a lot of music. The listening is very important. But வெறும் listening இல்லாமல் கேட்குறது ரிப்பீட் பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணலாம். And now technology is great. You can just pause and repeat. So hear a phrase, pause it, try it, and sort of go. So if you like a song, try and learn it. That's, and see how எப்படி குரல்ல நம்ம குரல்ல எப்படி பேசுறதுன்னு we need to find it. அதுதான். That is the thing.
Second question. So much. How do you learn raga-based songs? I know you have done a lot of research. It just does not come easily. You have to, interest, passion, practice, Carnatic music, lot goes together and research. So for someone to acquire knowledge, where do they start from? Any reference points that you can share and they can build on to it?
Definitely having Carnatic bass is very important because otherwise we cannot identify the ragas. So have a traditional bass of Carnatic, but have an open mind to hear all the music.
Any references that we can refer to, any documents or any websites?
Now there are so much. ISAI Payanam, my YouTube channel, people go, everyone goes there and watches all the ISAI Payanam videos when they want to learn about a raga. So that's there. ISAI Payanam portal, it shows up. But I would say I haven't, maybe I'll write a book at some point.
Thank you, Balaji. Yeah, it's again time to conclude the event, and one best option is to bring Charu to America from Australia. Easy solution. But jokes apart, I really have requested Charu to at least make a tour across the US to many cities, so people will really can get the wisdom from her. Right? So thank you, Charu. Thank you each and every one of you. You didn't let the harmonium player play. I think we should give 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, let's take. I think we should.
Yes, of course.
You did?
Please. Yeah. And it's also, he's prepared a lovely song, actually a song for integration which will close the night. Is that right?
Great. Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a concluding thing.
Concluding piece. I'll sing with you. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीढ़ पर आए जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान नाड़े रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीढ़ पर आए जाने रे मोह माया व्यापे नहीं तेने दृढ़ वैराग्य जिनातन मारे पड़ी रसइयो तेनो दर्शन करता कुलए को तेरा तार्या रे वैष्णव जन तो
I was at a friend's place and I saw him playing the harmonium. It was so good. So I thought, with this keyboard, I thought this is dominating his harmonium. That's why I thought we should let his harmonium sound, alone. Thank you.
हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना।
by Gayatri Krishna. Thank you.
வணக்கம். கலை நிறை கணபதி சரணம் சரணம், கஜமுக குணபதி சரணம் சரணம், தலைவனின் இணையடி சரணம் சரணம், சரவண பவகுகா சரணம் சரணம், சிலை மலையுடையவ சரணம் சரணம், சிவ 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 சரணம் சரணம், உலை வரும் ஒரு பறை சரணம் சரணம், உமை சிவயம்பிகை சரணம் சரணம், கலை நிறை கணபதி சரணம் சரணம். நன்றி.
Next, we are having a wonderful singer, Niharika, to come and perform here.
Niharika is our own little child here. She's been growing up here and been performing in a lot of places. So we're delighted to have her here on the stage. Thank you. Give her a big hand.
மாணிக்க வீணையேந்துமாதேவி கலைவாணி, தேர்தமிழ் சொல் எடுத்து பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா, பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா, பாட வந்தோம். அருள்வாய் நீ, இசை தருவாய் நீ, இங்கு வருவாய் நீ, லயம் தரும் வேணி அம்மா, மாணிக்க வீணையேந்துமாதேவி கலைவாணி, தேன் தமிழ் சொல் எடுத்து பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா, பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா, பாட வந்தோம். நாம் உனக்கு பாடி நின்றால் ஞானம் வளர்ப்பாய், பூமுனக்கு பூஜை செய்தால் பூவை நீ மகிழ்வாய், மாணிக்க வீணையேந்துமாதேவி கலைவாணி, தேன் தமிழ் சொல் எடுத்து பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா, பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா, பாட வந்தோம். வெள்ளை தாமரையில் வீற்றிருப்பாய், எங்கள் உள்ள கோவிலிலே உறைந்து நிற்பாய், வெள்ளை தாமரையில் வீற்றிருப்பாய், எங்கள் உள்ள கோவிலிலே உறைந்து நிற்பாய், கள்ளமில்லாமல் தோழும் அன்பெருக்கேன்றும் அல்லே அறிவை தாரும் அன்னையும் நீ, வாணி சரஸ்வதி மாதவி பாரதி பாகதீஸ்வரி மாலினி, காணும் பொல்லில் தோன்றும் கலைமணி வேண்மரம் தரும் வேணி, நான்முகம் நாயகி மோகன ரூபிணி, நான்மறை போற்றும் தேவினி, வானவர்க்கு முதே தேடரும் செந்தொரு நார மனோகரி கல்யாணி, அருள்வாய் நீ, இசை தருவாய் நீ, இங்கு வருவாய் நீ, லயம் தரும் வேணி அம்மா, மாணிக்க வீணையேந்துமாதேவி கலைவாணி, தேன் தமிழ் சொல் எடுத்து பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா, பாட வந்தோம் அம்மா, பாட வந்தோம். Thank you.
స్వామి చంచలమైన చిత్తమిదే, నీ జ్ఞానాంజనారేఖచే నీ మంబున్గునే
నిశ్చలత్వమదవిన్ నిండారు నీ భక్తి చే కామక్రోధ విరోధ వర్గములు చీకాకైన చించే భవద్దామంబో రజితాద్రి చేత్సా దయరాదా కాళహస్తీశ్వరా కాళహస్తీశ్వరా శ్రీకాళహస్తీశ్వరా వాసవాదులను నీ సంకల్పమావంతయున్ తెలియందాలరు ఈ మహామహిమముల్లే రంగనాధారమే ఇలా ఈ భక్తుల సచ్చరిత్రములే ఓం హ్రీం శ్రీ పరాశక్తి శ్రీ లలిత సోజ్వల శారదాదేవి సుతా లక్ష్మీ త్రిమూర్ఛాత్మికా
I'm really very glad that you are the lucky ones who are here in this auditorium today. Pat on your shoulders. It's going to be a great event today. And if you have questions, you can let me know and I will moderate it, or we will have someone bring the mic over, and if there is something which can be addressed quickly, we will take it. So and again, like if you have questions, certainly you can give it to me in a piece of paper, or we will bring the mic to you, whichever works for you all. Any questions, anybody? Okay, I will bring it over, hand it over to Sumitra. Till wait? Okay. So, Ashwin. So until Charu is here, Ashwin, you can play something on the keyboard, just to entertain our audience with music, some music.
Ramdas, you can play Tabla.
Yeah. See, we got a great artist today, and for the first time, I am witnessing a combination like this: a electronic keyboard, Veena, Harmonium, Tabla, Mridangam, Violin. So this is a really beautiful accompaniment that we're having, and we have great artists. We'll have a formal introduction of the artists, and Ashwin, you can play something. Thank you.